Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Well, quizzes. Ridge must face the horrible Carter reality regarding Remy, Electra according to the bold and the beautiful. Ridge Forrester attempted to explain that Brooke Logan had misunderstood him by telling her that her charges against Carter Walton were untrue. Brooke argued that she didn't and tried to persuade Ridge that she had heard Carter discussing the LLC takeover scheme with Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Eventually, Ridge persuaded Brooke to reiterate that Carter and Hope were now a couple, and she clarified that the lingerie was intended for Carter rather than John Finn Finnegan. That made sense, Ridge thought, remembering Carter standing up for Hope. Ridge also remembered Carter's warning that if he didn't bring Hope back, Forrester Creations would never be the same. Ridge concluded that Carter was genuinely attempting to take control of Forrester after recalling the guilty expression on his face when he questioned him about the LLC documents. Hope told Carter in the cabin in Monday's episode that if he wasn't sure, he didn't have to carry out the rest of this takeover plan. Carter had good things to say about Hope and her future, whether they followed through or not. Hope commended Carter for giving her a sense of security and support that no other man could provide. Ridge appeared angry and resolute in the CEO office as Hope and Carter undressed for passion in front of the cabin fireplace. Remy Price acknowledged at Il Giardino that he had been following Electra Forrester. Thus the news was unexpected. Remy countered that Electra was aware of his constant concern for her. After mentioning how unique Electra was, Remy claimed to have discovered online that she was employed at Forrester Creations and creating jewelry with Ivy Forrester. Electra hoped that Remy would succeed in his goal of establishing a life in Los Angeles. Electra thought it was good to see a familiar face, even if she had relatives in Los Angeles. Remy inquired as to whether Electra had met any new acquaintances, but she had to quickly return to work after receiving a notice on her phone. Remy said that she could rely on it when Electra hugged him and stated they would need to get together at some point. When Remy had some alone time, he said that Electra would most certainly be seeing him again after seeing a photo of her on his phone. Ivy alluded to her niece, learning to trust, when Will Spencer discussed Electra with her at the Forrester Design office. Will pondered whether something negative had occurred before to Electra's arrival in Los Angeles, because he felt that she hadn't always been able to accomplish that. Will pledged that his only goal was to assist, and that he did not wish to pry. Finally, Electra broke in to share how she had reconnected with an old buddy from her hometown. Will looked for further information after realizing it was a man, obviously hoping this wasn't an old boyfriend. Will was reassured by Electra that this was only a buddy and that it wasn't like that. But since Electra surmised that you don't know how much you miss someone until you see them again, it's obvious that she loved seeing Ridge's rage. Brooke explains, Remy wins, and Ivy is questioned. The bold and the beautiful recap for Monday, November 25, 2024 is here. Brooke Logan keeps attempting to reason with Ridge Forrester in today's episode. Ivy Forrester is being questioned by Will Spencer in the meanwhile. Additionally, Electra Forrester is thrilled to have reconnected with an old acquaintance. According to the BNB recap, Brooke is adamant that her claims are accurate. Ridge doesn't think Carter Walton is attempting to seize control of the entire business. According to Brooke, he is already. Ridge can't believe it. Hope Logan is informed by Carter that things didn't have to turn out this way. Hope makes an effort to persuade Carter that Steffy Forrester Finnegan and Ridge are the adversaries. Hope asserts that they must now pay attention to Carter. Will is examining the jewels that Electra and Ivy have on display. Ivy explains to a bewildered Will that the tags include the item numbers of the parts. Ivy regrets that there isn't more excitement in the work. When Electra returns from lunch, Will says he can't wait to see her. Ivy believed they had lunch together. Will wonders whether Ivy has heard from Electra and says that he was called back to work early. Ivy hasn't. By now, they both expected Electra to return. Remy Price and Electra continue to hang out at Il Giardino. The presence of Remy appears to thrill Electra. Electra queries why Remy is in Los Angeles. Like her, Remy claims he's come to start over. When Electra states that Los Angeles is an excellent place for a fresh start, her expression briefly seems tight. Remy claims that he also had a strong desire to see Electra. Electra grins broadly and giggles. Ivy will send Electra an SMS. Will appreciates that Ivy watches out for Electra. Ivy describes herself as an aunt who is protective. Will claims he also wants to keep Electra safe. What does Will mean? Ivy wonders. LA is fantastic, but it can be overwhelming at times, according to Will. Ivy is concerned as Will goes on. According to Will, it might be challenging to identify your true pals at times. According to Remy, he misses Electra. When Electra left town, why didn't he hear from her? According to Remy, he has been monitoring Electra. Hope claims that Steffy and Ridge disregarded Carter's cautions. Despite seeing his name in the manager slot, Carter states that Ridge signed the documents. Hope inquires about Carter's thoughts on that. Carter mentions that Ridge backs Steffy. This is as far as it needs to go, according to Hope. Hope continues by saying that because no one knows, they can just call off the entire event. Ridge believes Brooke misinterpreted. According to Brooke, she didn't. Brooke genuinely believed that Hope and Carter would be beneficial. According to Brooke, Carter is now taking over the corporation by displacing Ridge as its leader. According to the co-CEO, this is not feasible. Brooke keeps attempting to contact Ridge. According to the bold and the beautiful recap for Monday, November 25th, Ivy tells Will how much she loves Electra. Ivy introduces Trust and the family that is now helping Electra. Will inquires as to whether Electra didn't always had that. Will probes farther as Ivy attempts to hide. Will senses that something went wrong with Electra at home. Will is asking because he cares for Electra. Remy claims that Electra is aware of his deep affection for her. Electra, you are a really exceptional person. Remy mentions Forrester Creations and Ivy. For Electra, Remy is pleased. Remy thinks that LA will benefit him as well. Electra wishes Remy would remain. Remy seems taken aback. It's good to see a friendly face, Electra explains. After Ivy texted Electra, she hurried back to her job. Beautiful, says Remy. Electra proposes that they spend some time together before departing. The plan could change everything, Carter adds. Carter claims that everything will explode out when Ridge finds out. According to Carter, it's the only way to turn the business around. Hope is ecstatic with Carter's ability to lead and change the business. Carter has a lot more in mind. Having Carter at her side makes Hope feel unstoppable. Hope claims that Carter is risking everything. According to Brooke, Carter's plan is the source of all the conflict and hostility within the organization. Carter and Hope feel insulted and disrespected, according to Brooke. Ridge and Brooke argue over who has actually been harmed. Ridge is now curious as to why. Carter and Hope felt they had no other option, Brooke explains. Ridge begins angrily pacing the office while shouting that there is always a choice. Carter is like a brother, therefore Ridge swears he wouldn't do this. Will only wishes to assist Electra. Ivy shifts the conversation to Electra's happiness at Will. Oh, Electra enters at last. Electra claims she met an old buddy from back home, and Will apologizes for leaving. Hope assures Carter that he does not need to do anything if he is unsure. Regarding Hope, Carter is certain. She will always have Carter's support. According to Hope, she has never felt more secure or encouraged. Hope and Carter have a passionate kiss. Ridge is still standing up for Carter. Carter wants to be the company's manager, according to Brooke. Why Carter would do this is a topic of discussion. Ridge asks whether Brooke is certain that Carter and Hope are in a love relationship. Brooke is quite sure. According to Brooke, the entire plot began when Hope attempted to shield Carter.